Good Friday morning, everybody, and thanks for being with us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree, coming to you from the KXAN Live studio on this pretty gorgeous Friday out there. It is hot. We, of course, know that. It's muggy, but look at the sky. So beautiful out there, and because this nice weather is there, it makes it even more incentive to go out and vote, right? Well, today is the last day to vote early in the runoff elections for Austin's mayor and 3 city council seats in districts 3, 5, and 9, as well as 1 city council district in Kyle. So if you haven't had a chance to vote yet, here are some details that you should keep in mind. Again, today is the last day of the early voting period for these runoff elections. Polls are open here in Austin and Travis County from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Williamson County, the polls close at 6 p.m. Please keep that in mind because there are some voters up there who will vote in the Austin mayoral runoff. And voters again are deciding who will become that next Austin mayor and fill 3 city council seats, districts 3, 5, and 9. Now, we have been evaluating some of the results from the election that led to these runoffs, and today we published a story that reads, "The perception of voting for young voters is split. Why?" Looking into the reasons why young people do or do not vote, and also looking at what the turnout was for this last midterm election. The reporter behind this story is one of our KXAN news interns, and she is here to talk more about her reporting and what it found. Please welcome Chantel Barnes. Chantel, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Will.
We love that you're showing off your reporting skills because you're hoping to maybe look into this as a field, but just want to point out that Chantel is a senior at UT just down the street and majoring in political communication, so we're very happy to have you. We mentioned there the headline of your story a few moments ago. Tell us what got you interested in looking into the youth voter turnout for these Texas elections.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm a youth voter myself, and that's really what first intrigued me on the topic. I also have lots of friends that are passionate, and I kind of just wanted to get their sense on it, but I also know that historically, youth voter turnout is low, and I wanted to just dig in deeper and explore that a bit more.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about what you found in your story is that you took a look at some of the data from this last midterm election that happened, about a month ago or so now. What did the numbers show there?
Yeah, so those numbers show that youth voters didn't turn out in this election, which is unfortunate, but not something new. So if you look at the graph, at the dark blue segment is what we're going to be focusing on, that 18 to 29 range. And you can see that not only was the youth vote down in this midterm election, but it was the lowest that it's been thus far in the last 3.
And as you're looking there at the progress from the 2016 election to the latest one we have, you can see that, this segment of youth vote is not very high at all in any of those years, Chantel. Mm-hmm. And when we're looking at that breakdown too, the age group that in the purple has the biggest share, and that's from the 50 to 69-year-old range, which may not surprise too many people out there, I would imagine. But Chantel, you got a chance to talk to several voters here in our area about why they did or did not vote. Let's start with those who actually went and cast a ballot, and we're again talking about young people.
Mm-hmm. So I found that one of the main reasons why people were voting were because of family or social reasons. So this one student at UT, her name is Lily Hodges, she actually told me that she sat down with her mom and they went through all the issues on the ballot, all the candidates on the ballot, and they really focused on who they wanted to show up for. On the other hand, I also found family as being a reason why people didn't vote. Celia Balicki, who is a 21-year-old, she has never voted and didn't vote in this midterm. Her family has been very passionate about politics, and that just was really off-putting for her. And going off of the social reasons as a big factor that influenced their decisions to vote or to not vote, Ethan Scrimshire, who is another 21-year-old, he attends Texas State, he found that voting for him was very important. He was actually one of the only people in his friend group to vote and go to the polls. And then I also found that J.C. May, who recently moved to Colorado to attend university, she wasn't able to vote in this election because she could not figure out how to cast her ballot through mail.
So, I mean, so many different reasons leading people to vote or not vote, and I would imagine that probably extends to other age groups too, but it really is interesting when you see how low the voting turnout is for young people across the state. You actually talked to an expert who looks at a lot of this data and tries to extrapolate different things from it. What did he tell you about young people and their voting patterns?
Yeah, so I spoke with James Henson with the Texas Politics Project, and he basically told me that there's a large range of reasons for why the youth population doesn't vote.
You know, another piece we're missing is that, you know, I think you also have to remember that, you know, young people in general are less likely to vote for a whole range of reasons that we've talked about. This degree of investment and engagement is a common one. But also, you know, the state, you know, is also the younger cohort of the state is also made up disproportionately of voters that also have other reasons to have a lower propensity to vote, particularly among Latinos and, you know, sort of non-college attending young people. And so all of those things converge. There's no one thing that, you know, and that's why it's also been a hard problem to solve, and it's hard from a civic perspective in terms of, you know, all of the efforts we see to mobilize young voters. And also from an institutional perspective, it's, you know, it's proven a hard nut to crack, you know, despite the fact that there's no lack of effort here. I mean, to be fair, I mean, campaigns you know, particularly Democratic campaigns, make an effort to target young people every cycle. And they've had success in localized ways, but overall, it's not been a very successful effort. It's a tough, durable problem.
And we are going to come back now to our reporter who's been looking into this story for us on KXAN.com. Chantel Barnes is an intern with us here at KXAN, and she's been looking at this story in particular right here. The perception of voting for young voters is split, and why. Chantel, in addition to what the turnout numbers have been for this election, your story looked into what are some of the interests that are driving some of these young voters in that group between 18 to 29. What did you find out from them when you talked to them?
Yeah, so I found a whole range of social reasons for why those in the youth population are interested. This includes reproductive justice, healthcare access, marijuana, legalizing marijuana, and also combating climate change, which is nothing new.
Yeah, it's just further confirmation that those are the interests that really appeal to them. Chantal, you've done such a great job with this story, and especially speaking to some of these young voters and what their perspectives are with this election, which is really fascinating. And if anybody would like to read Chantel's story, it is available right now on KXAN.com and the KXAN News mobile app, so please download that if you haven't done so already. But Chantel, as we are wrapping up our conversation here, you know, you'll be also ending your time with us here at KXAN this semester after your internship pretty soon. So I'm wondering what your future looks like. What are you hoping to do in the future once you leave us here at KXAN?
Yeah, well, so I still want to stay involved in research and writing. Those are things that I'm really passionate about, so definitely something in that realm.
Well, we wish you all the luck, and I have no doubts about what's going to come for the future for you, but we appreciate you being here this afternoon for this really interesting story and conversation. Thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, if you'd like to read more about Chantel's story, it is available on our website at KXAN.com. And once again, I'm Will Dupree. We mentioned there at the top of our live stream that today is the last day for early voting in the runoff elections that apply to Austin and the city of Kyle. We have the Austin mayor and 3 city council seats here on the ballot, as well as 1 city council seat in Kyle. Polls are open here in Austin and Travis County until 7 p.m. this evening, so you have quite a bit of time left today to vote if you can. We are again deciding who will become the next mayor and fill 3 city council seats here in Austin, so please make your voice known. Thank you all again for watching. I'm Will Dupree in the KXAN Live Studio. We'll see you back here throughout the day with other updates, so please stay with us. Hope you all take care.